Welcome to this deep dive from Smart Income Masters, the show that helps you make money smarter. If gaining a real lasting edge is, top of your list, then definitely do yourself a favor and hit that subscribe button right now. Because we're about to unpack a strategic playbook that, honestly, you just can't afford to miss. Okay, so our mission today is pretty straightforward: mastering the new search landscape. And we mean way beyond just the usual Google results page. We're talking about achieving true digital omnipresence. Why? Because your customers, they're making billions of searches every single day. And not just on Google anymore. They're searching inside TikTok, on Amazon, YouTube, LinkedIn, and now, increasingly, through AI tools. If you're not showing up in those moments, well, you're essentially invisible when they're actually deciding what to buy.
Yeah, and what's really striking is just the speed of it all. The whole adoption curve. It's completely collapsed. This isn't gradual change. It's permanently rewired how people find things, how they learn, how they make decisions. Just think about it historically. The telephone. It took 75 years to get to 100 million users. ChatGPT hit that exact same number in, was it 2 months? That kind of breakneck speed means the playbook, the one we all used maybe 3 years ago, it's basically obsolete now.
That really is the reality check, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, okay, let's get practical. We're going to walk you through a crucial 5-step strategy. It's designed specifically to build that omnipresence we talked about, thinking about the entire customer journey, from, say, that first spark of interest on TikTok, to making the final call on Amazon, or finding professional insights on LinkedIn, and of course, how AI is weaving it all together.
Exactly. But before we jump into the steps, we really need to unpack the foundational shift. You have to grasp the change first, otherwise the strategy just won't click.
Okay, so first things first, we have to just accept that the old customer journey, that a nice, neat line, it's gone, dead. For so long it felt predictable, right? Search Google, click a website link, read a bit, decide. But now, search is everywhere. And it's messy. It's fragmented.
Oh, totally fragmented. The modern journey, it looks much more like a web, not a straight iron at all. Someone might, see something cool on TikTok. That sparks curiosity, maybe a product they didn't even know existed. Then they might jump over to YouTube to really understand it, watch some reviews, see how it works. Maybe they check Reddit next, looking for those raw, unfiltered opinions from real people. Then they go to Amazon probably to actually make the purchase.
Yeah.
And now you've got AI tools like ChatGPT or Perplexity kind of sitting over the top, pulling all those different pieces together into one synthesized answer.
And that old playbook focusing just on Google rankings. The numbers are, well, they're pretty brutal now. If your whole game is just getting that #1 spot on Google, you need to hear this. Nearly 60% of Google searches, they end without a single click.
Yeah, no click at all. People are getting their answers right there on the results page. From the AI overviews, those featured snippets, knowledge panels.
So Google itself is answering the question.
Right. And that 60%, that's only counting Google searches. It doesn't even factor in the billions, literally billions of searches happening elsewhere, inside the TikTok feed, within Amazon's product listings, on YouTube, searches Google never even sees.
Which brings up a really key point about why they're searching elsewhere. It's about behavior, isn't it?
It's all about context. Context dictates behavior. Think about it. You don't go to Amazon looking for entertainment, right? You're there to buy something.
Yeah.
Decision mode. You're not scrolling LinkedIn for unboxing videos. You're looking for professional takes, industry news. So if your strategy only targets that traditional Google search intent, you're missing, probably over 70% of people searching, people who are in a completely different frame of mind, discovery, research, comparison, purchase on a totally different platform.
Okay, so the customers everywhere, their mindset changes depending on where they are. How do we even start building a strategy for that? It sounds incredibly complex.
It does, but you need a system. And that system has to start with understanding their mind, not just their search terms. So step 1 is all about mapping your audience and their platform intent.
Meaning, you need to get inside their head on each specific platform. What are they actually trying to do there? What's their emotional state? Can you give some clear examples of those different intents?
Sure. You have to be really intentional here. TikTok, for instance, it's almost entirely discovery led by entertainment. If you're not grabbing attention instantly, forget it. YouTube, on the other hand, that's often for deeper dives. Longer videos, research, how-tos. People might be trying to solve a specific problem. Amazon, pure decision mode, utilitarian, usually the last stop before buying. And Reddit, that's often where people go for that raw, authentic, does this actually work, kind of proof from peers.
Okay, so the practical advice here is key. Don't just try to be everywhere vaguely. Really study what's working for others in your space on these platforms. See what content wins there. Then pick maybe your top 3, maybe 4 platforms to really master first. Get good, get native. Trying to do everything at once just dilutes your effort, and you won't do anything well.
Exactly. Nail a few before expanding. And once you know where you're focusing, you need to make sure you're actually recognizable, not just to people, but to the algorithms. That takes us to step 2, clarifying your core identity, what we call entities. Most marketers are still stuck on keywords, but modern search, especially AI, it thinks in terms of entities, context, relationships.
Okay, wait. Entity. That sounds a bit technical. Break that down. Why should, say, a small business owner care about whether AI recognizes their entity?
Right, good question. An entity is just anything that's clearly defined and crucially verifiable. So your company name is an entity. A specific product is an entity. Your CEO could be an entity. AI cares deeply about this because it needs consistency to establish certainty. And certainty builds trust in the information it provides. If your brand information is inconsistent across different platforms, AI literally doesn't know who you are, or it can't be sure. And if it can't verify your identity with confidence, you simply won't show up in those really powerful AI-generated answers that are increasingly replacing traditional search results.
Ah, okay. So the action here is absolute consistency, like down to the details. We're talking business name, your main description, the core about us stuff that needs to be identical everywhere. Google business profile, TikTok bio, LinkedIn page, Amazon store.
Precisely. That online consistency, that clarity, it equals trust. For both humans and the AI algorithms connecting them to information. And this goes a bit deeper, too. It means defining your main content pillars, those, say, 3 or 4 core themes you want your brand to own, and then actively linking related things back to your main company entity. Things like specific products, key team members. You're building this kind of invisible web of connections that signals authority and relevance. It really compounds your visibility over time.
Okay, foundations are clear. Know the platform intent, ensure consistent identity. Now let's talk content. This seems to be where a lot of businesses make a pretty big mistake.
Oh, they really do. Step 3 is absolutely vital. Create content that fits each platform natively. The common trap, the lazy mistake as you called it, is creating one piece of content, say a blog post or a video, and just blasting the exact same thing out everywhere. Then they wonder why it feels awkward on LinkedIn or why the TikTok version gets like 0 views. It's because they didn't adapt it. They didn't respect the platform's unique environment.
Right, so the smarter way is to build an actual ecosystem of content. Where does that start? You can't create bespoke stuff for everywhere all the time.
No, you start with an anchor, a pillar piece of content. This is usually your big, substantial asset. Maybe it's an in-depth research report, a long podcast interview, or a really high-value, comprehensive YouTube video. This pillar holds your core message, your main expertise.
And based on what we're seeing, video needs to be pretty central here, right? The research suggests AI tools are citing video more often in answers.
Definitely. We've seen that trend clearly. Video citations in AI results have jumped significantly. I think it was from around 7% to over 12% in less than 2 years. So yeah, if your content strategy isn't really thinking video first, or at least video-centric, you're likely missing a huge opportunity for visibility in AI.
Okay, so you have your pillar. Maybe it's a video. Then what?
Then the keyword is adaptation, not just duplication or repurposing. You slice up that pillar and adapt it into truly native versions for other platforms. That 15-minute educational video, it doesn't just get dumped on Instagram. It becomes maybe 5 distinct vertical short videos, each with a hook designed specifically for that quick scroll environment. A key insight from a podcast. That could become a text-first, swipeable carousel on LinkedIn designed to spark professional discussion. The original long blog post. You structure parts of it as clear FAQs or conversational snippets that AI models can easily pull and cite directly.
So it's about respecting the rules of engagement on each platform, not just copy-pasting.
Exactly. You have to play by their rules. YouTube reward good titles, compelling thumbnails, watch time, audience retention is huge there. TikTok. It lives and dies by that first 3-second hook and vertical video format. LinkedIn prefers that text-first, thought-provoking content that encourages comments and shares. When you tailor the content like this, you're not just posting, you're building a unified body of work where each piece amplifies the others across the ecosystem.
Okay, that makes sense, but it also sounds like potentially a lot of work managing tailored content across multiple platforms.
Yeah.
What are the technical things, the foundations needed to make sure all this effort actually pays off?
Right, because brilliant content on a broken foundation doesn't work. That brings us neatly to step 4, building foundational systems and trust factors. These are the things running underneath your content that influence whether people stick around and whether algorithms trust you enough to show you.
This is that crucial technical layer,
Yeah.
often overlooked. Speed is probably top of the list.
Speed is absolutely non-negotiable, especially on mobile devices. We all know instinctively, and the data proves, every fraction of a second delay in loading costs you engagement and potential sales. Just look at, say, Amazon's product pages. They're deliberately stripped down. Why? Lightning speed. They know how critical fast rendering is for getting that conversion.
Beyond just speed, how do we make sure the search engines, and especially the AI systems, can actually understand what our content is about and why it's valuable?
That's where structured data comes in, using things like schema markup and defining your entities clearly on your site. Think of schema as putting really clear, unambiguous labels on your website's content. It's like a universal translator for search engines and AI. It helps them understand not just the words, but the context, the relationships, the meaning behind your content. This is how you start showing up inside those AI-generated answers for complex queries, not just as a blue link below them. Think about how some sites consistently appear in answers about, say, financial products. That's often structured data at work.
And we can't forget the human signals either, right? Engagement matters.
Never forget the human element. Reviews, comments, shares, saves, these are all microsignals, but they compound. Think about Google Maps. Businesses with more recent positive reviews tend to rank higher. It's a trust signal. Or TikTok and YouTube videos that generate lots of comments and discussion often get pushed out further because the algorithm sees people are actively engaging. These small interactions build up into significant trust factors, boosting your omnipresence almost organically.
Okay, foundations in place. Content ecosystem running. What's the final piece to keep this whole thing working long term?
The final step, step 5, is about sustainability and improvement, tracking what's working and constantly improving. Here's the thing. The businesses really winning in this new landscape, they aren't the ones who just set up their omnipresent strategy once and then, walked away. They're the ones adapting faster than everyone else.
So the real advantage comes from continuous refinement.
It's relentless refinement. You have to be constantly testing different headlines, different video hooks, different thumbnail images, different calls to action specific to each platform. Use the analytics. Every major platform gives you insights. Check them. See which posts actually drive engagement. And maybe more importantly, which platforms are sending you traffic that actually converts, that turns into qualified customers.
And this isn't just a quick look once a week, right? This needs to be part of the process.
Oh, absolutely. You need to bake it into your regular operations. Set aside dedicated time, maybe monthly, maybe quarterly, depending on your scale, to really review the data. Be honest. If a platform just isn't delivering qualified leads or meaningful engagement, maybe pull back resources there. Conversely, if a particular topic or a specific content format is absolutely taking off on one platform, double down on it immediately. Businesses that embrace this cycle test, measure, adapt, repeat, they pull ahead. Because every little improvement, every bit of optimized schema, every successful piece of native content, it all stacks up. Your visibility grows exponentially, not just linearly.
So wrapping this all up, what does this really mean for you, our listener? It means winning today isn't about just chasing that top spot on Google anymore. It's about strategically building total omnipresence, showing up effectively wherever your customers are looking, providing value natively on each platform, and basically becoming the clear, obvious choice at every stage of their decision journey.
And maybe here's a final thought to really chew on. In this new search game, the ultimate competitive advantage might not be having the absolute best content on day one. It might actually be having the fastest speed of adaptation. Those who are constantly testing, constantly refining, constantly iterating on this kind of 5-step strategy, they're the ones who will be positioned to win as AI continues to reshape discovery. Everyone else, they'll just be playing catch-up.
And this knowledge is exactly how you avoid playing catch-up, how you position your business not just for now, but for the future. Make sure you are subscribed to Smart Income Masters so you can keep making money smarter. Thanks for joining this deep dive, and we'll see you on the next one.